Cold approaching the hottest women. Cold calling multi-million-dollar owners. And door knocking. Here's what I've learned over 3 decades of entrepreneurship and real estate investing. Number one, let's just dive in. Go for the baddies. Go for the number 10s versus the 5s, the 6s, the 7s. And here's why, okay? The reward, the juice, the fruit of the juice is so much better when you go for the 10s versus the 5s and the 6s, okay? Let me give you an example when it comes to real estate investing. Back in the days when I had my real estate brokerage firm, I realized that when we got a listing from a homeowner that was a single residential home, let's say it was a $200,000 home or $400,000 home, the checks were good, the commission was good. But one time we got a listing of a multi-million-dollar penthouse in Dallas-Fort Worth, and that commission was so much more juicier, so much more that I realized, oh shit, we've been doing it wrong. We're going after the 5s and the 6s versus the 10s, okay? The 10s is where is the most juiciest. It's where you make the most amount of money, okay? So number one, go for the baddies. Go for your dream. Go for the biggest listings. Don't sell yourself short. Don't do a limitation, because that's what happens. I'll get into why it happens if you stick around to the second part where I talk about the 7 shadows within that we have to overcome to be in this dream, what I'm talking about, okay, down in a minute, okay? Number 2, okay, the number 2 things that I've learned by cold calling, door knocking, and cold approaching some of the hottest chicks is that the risk, listen, the risk is exactly the same. Me going talking to a girl that's a baddie versus me going talking to a 5. Literally, it's the same exact risk. And if you're a real estate investor, to fix and flip a home at $200,000 is literally the same amount of risk as going to fix and flip one that's going to make you a lot more money, or being a landlord, or being your dreams. Okay, having a job is exactly the same amount of risk as following your heart, whatever that is. It's being a YouTuber, if it's being a real estate investor, starting your moving company, starting a real estate agency, whatever, okay, writing a book, whatever the story is, when you look at it, the risk is exactly the same. Now, point number 3 is what I've learned from 3 decades of being an entrepreneur, never having a job, being a real estate investor, cold calling, multi-million-dollar homes, door knocking, marketing hundreds and thousands of dollars is, listen to this, the time is exactly the same. The amount of time you're going to have to invest getting a $200,000 home is exactly the same amount of time you're going to have to invest getting a $50 million home. But here's again, the reward is a lot juicier on the $50 million home than on a $200,000 home. The reward on a baddie, a 10, an exotic 10, is so much juicier than a 5, okay? What do I mean by that? Whenever you go out anywhere with a really baddie, you know you have a baddie. Everyone's looking at you and like, man, good job, or like being envious, right? You go out with a 5, people are looking at you like, oh man, you could have done better, bro. And this is what I mean. Now, when it comes to real estate investing, you know, you can spend the exact amount of same time. You're going to spend the amount of the same risk. You're going to have to invest the same everything, but just the reward is so much less. So the point of the story is, if you want to beat your dreams, over 3 decades, what I've learned is you have to master your 7 shadows within. Literally, guys, this is why most people will take real estate investing courses, or been following me since 2013, or they go try to do something and they never become their dreams. They just sit and learn and learn and learn because they never master the 7 shadows within, okay? Shadow number 1 within is you have to decide that you want this change. Let me give you an example of myself. Since 6th grade, I've been working on bodybuilding. I've been an entrepreneur. I never cold approach any women. So guess what? I was scared. I didn't have the skill sets. And women were always approaching me. But I didn't know how to approach them. If I wanted something, I didn't know how to go get it when it came to women, right? But when it came to business entrepreneurship, I've never had a job. Right out of high school, I started my own business, okay? And so on and so on. But the point I'm trying to make is that if you want to be your dreams, right? If you want to be your dreams, you have to take over these 7 shadows within. And the very first one is you have to make a decision. So come to me. I wanted to talk to these baddies, and I didn't have the skills, but I would say, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow will come, then I will make excuse. I got to make it tomorrow until I made a decision. No, motherfucker. You're going to talk to 2 girls every day. I don't care how you feel. For 4 weeks, you're going to talk to 2 girls. And that's how I got to 56. 2 a day for 4 weeks, no matter how you feel, brother. Okay? And guess what? I was scared. I was nervous. I didn't know what the fuck to do. I still don't know, but I'm getting better and better as I do it, okay? But the point I'm trying to make is I had to make a decision. You have to make a decision. If you've been a real estate investor, you've been thinking about it, and you've been watching videos, you want to do this, you want to do whatever it is, you may think about it and watch. No, man. No, brother. You got to make a decision. From today on, I am going to do this. This is the very, very first step. This is why so many people take courses and never become their dreams, is because they never fucking make a decision to themselves. They're not honest with themselves to make that decision, okay? Number 2, which leads me to number 2. You have to be able to deal with your insecurities. And this is the biggest one out of the list. They're all very important, but it's very true. Insecurities means fear. Let me give you an example. I wanted to talk to girls. I was scared. My heart is going boom, 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 boom. And so therefore, the inner voice inside would say, no, Mike, don't do it. Tomorrow or later, you're going to get rejected. It's not worth it, bro. So the inner voice was always telling me, no, 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 no. Okay? Now, let's move it a little bit forward. I wanted to start a moving company. I didn't know how to start a moving company. Guess what? The little voice was telling me, no, Mike, you don't know how to do it. I started a real estate brokerage firm. My brain was telling me, bro, you don't know how to start a brokerage firm. You're a refugee to America. Your mom's illiterate, your dad's illiterate. How are you going to do this shit, right? When I started buying houses for rental properties, man, my little voice inside said, Mike, you don't know what escrow is. You don't know what title company is. You don't know what contract is. You don't know how to negotiate real estate seller financing. You don't know how to negotiate deep discount. How are you going to find these people, bro? What the fuck, man? How are you going to do this shit? So the inner voice was always telling me, guess what? I can't do it. Until I took, listen, the second shadow within is your ability to tackle your fears. Your ability to say, look, I am scared. I have these insecurities. Once you're able to identify and recognize these insecurities, it's the only time you're able to transform them, overcome them. Because a lot of times we're lying to ourselves. And this is one of the good things with me is I'm honest with myself. Like I say, okay, I don't know how to talk to girls, man. So I had to Google it. Are men supposed to approach girls or girls are supposed to approach men? Because all my life, women have been approaching me because I have multiple businesses, rental properties, I worked out, dressed nice, etc. I didn't know how to approach the girls. So I was that illiterate. I was that ignorant. Okay, and I'm being honest with you. I'm being authentic with you because I want you to literally see the fear that I had. It was like, oh my God, women, right? I didn't even know how to talk to them, right? I didn't have a script, anything. Same came with when I was trying to get a real estate deal. In 2006, fourth quarter, when I saw the real estate market start to shift, when no one else was looking at it because I own a moving company and people were paying for their moves, but they couldn't afford it. And I was thinking, how are they getting a house? They can't pay $700 or $1,000 for a move. And I knew something was wrong, AKA prime lending, okay? But anyways, try to go forward. The point of the story is the 7th shadow is you have to be able to deal with your insecurities. You have to be able to deal with your fears. And this is the hardest thing because everyone wants to learn how to do it, okay? We're not even there yet. The most important thing is 1, you have to make a decision. 2, you have to be able to deal with your insecurities and admit that you have these insecurities, you have these fears, and you're so scared of cold calling or door knocking or talking to a seller or talking to cold approaching a hot girl or a baddie. You gotta be honest with yourself, okay? The 3rd shadow within you have to overcome is your belief, okay? Now, for example, a lot of people I've coached over the years, is like, well, I don't think I can lose this weight when I was having my personal training company in high school, or I coach people in real estate investing, and they think, oh, I'm not going to be able to find an owner financing. Right off the bat, before they even started, bro, their inner voice is already telling them that it's not going to work out. And guess what happens? It does not freaking work out. Now look at me. When I first started my moving company right out of college with only $100 living in my car, I knew for a fucking fact I was going to be a multimillionaire. I knew for a fucking fact I'm going to blow this company up, even though my situation was at the bottom of the bottom, bro. Literally at the bottom, living in my fucking car. But I knew without a doubt, I believe without a doubt it was going to happen. Just like Muhammad Ali. I'm going to be the champ, bro. Just like that. And so the point I'm trying to make is you gotta deal with the insecurities, because if you don't deal with the insecurities with the fear, which was shadow number 2, then fear is gonna inhibit you for fucking being your dream. So not only you have to deal with that insecurity, but you gotta know you're gonna win. You gotta know you're the fucking champ. You gotta know this is gonna work for you without a fucking doubt, with the intent of I am going to fucking win. That's it, dude. No other story. If these shadows are not in the same steps, or not done correctly, you can't beat your dreams. I don't care how much education you have. That's why you see so many people with PhDs, masters. They're not their dreams, okay? They have more fear than anything, okay? So after you make a decision, after you tackle your insecurities and fear, then you got to have the belief that this is you. This is you. And you will do it no matter what. Now, the next thing you got to do is fucking take action. And this is what a lot of people don't do. They learn, and action is part of learning too. But action is not only seeking for information, but also implementing that information. So it's action, I call it in 2 steps. Acquiring the skills to punch, and then fucking punching the fucking bag every fucking day where your arm hurts, where your back is sore, all that stuff, breathing hard, right? You got to do it over and over and over. And this is why when I said I'm going to do cold approach hot girls, I didn't say I'm just going to do it for 1 day or 2 days. No, I'm going to do it 2 girls a day for 4 weeks. Every day I'm going to cold approach 2 girls a day for 4 weeks. When I started my bicycle flipping business, when I wrote a book about it called The New Flip, I told my students, dude, give 25 to 100 offers, depends on how much money you want to make, using my copy and paste system, because just the numbers by itself will get you deals, teach you the business of real estate investing with just $100. Okay, so if you're interested, go to thenewflip.com and download my bicycle flipping course, which teaches you about real estate investing while making money today. But anyways, guys, so the next shadow you got to deal with is taking action. Okay, now the next one is very, very important, because once you take action, the next thing is what I call review tape. And a lot of people don't do that, okay? For example, when I cold approached the hottest girl at my gym, okay, I evaluated what did I do wrong, okay? I got it rejected. Why did I get it rejected? Because I didn't have enough self-confidence. I didn't speak loud enough, okay? So I evaluated these things, okay? So the next time I go approach another chick, I can fix that, okay? I get on the phone with a seller. They're highly motivated. They're behind in payments. Their house is going to foreclosure, or they're divorced, or whatever the situation is. I know they're highly motivated. I give the seller an offer and he rejects me. Well, I can't say, okay, well, fuck it, it's the seller's fault, man. No, dude, it's my own fucking fault. I didn't know the script good enough. I didn't have enough confidence. I didn't answer the guy's questions. I didn't solve his problem. It was something me. If I just say it was him, the seller, then I lose all control of improving myself for the next cat, for the next deal, okay, for the next chick, for the next real estate investing deal, for my next dream, okay? So it's very, very important, okay? So again, guys, you got to make a decision. You got to tackle your insecurities and fears, or you're not going to go any further, guys, okay? Okay. You got to believe it's going to work, like without any, like Jesus said, like a mustard seeds. You gotta have like that shit, man. But you gotta believe that shit, okay? Next, you gotta take action. Next, you got to review your action, what I call review tape. This is very crucial. And the very last thing, Shadow, you gotta do is after you review your action, you have to what I call adjust action. What does that mean? Okay, hey, I cold approached this chick this way. I got rejected. What did I do wrong? Let me adjust it and do it again. I cold called 25 people. They said no. What was I saying to them in my intro? What can I improve better? And now let me go ahead and do it and then see if it works, okay? So you have to adjust action. This is very, very crucial, okay? And the last but not least is you have to repeat. Okay, you got to keep repeating, you got to keep repeating, you got to keep repeating till you hit success. Okay, I go to the gym. I said, look, I want to weigh, when I was in college, I want to weigh 240 pounds. Dude, I was in high school. I wanted to weigh that. I weighed 160. I wrestled 160, and then the coach would bump me up to wrestle 200 because as a freshman, apparently I was good, and I ended up winning like multiple, every tournament I would win. I would place 1 to 3rd. Even though I was freshman, I was wrestling on varsity, not only in my own weight class, 2 weight classes higher, bro, which is extremely fucking hard. I was wrestling people that were like 200 pounds and I was weighing 160, okay? Actually 157, okay? So the point is that I wanted to be 200. So I knew it wasn't going to happen in one day. It was going to take many, many years, okay, for it to happen. I ended up hitting that 240 pounds in college my senior year before graduating. So it's a slow play, dude. You have to repeat till you get what you want. Okay, that exactly is what happened to my moving company. When I first started my moving company, I didn't know how to give people quotes. I didn't know how to talk to people. I didn't know how to hire, where to find the workers. Then eventually I learned all that stuff. I eventually came up with better contracts because I got burned, I can give you story after story where I got burned, where we did a $2,000 move. The seller said, the customer said they didn't want to pay us, and all kinds of stories went down where, but I learned, no, I have to change my company policy. We have to get the money up front. I had to have better contracts. I had to have better disclosures, so I don't have to put myself in a situation where I have to take people's stuff and auction it off and deal with all that headache of the lawsuits, okay? So the point of the story is, dude, if you want to do your dreams, go for the baddies, dude. Go for it. Don't settle for less, okay? Number 2, the reward is the juiciest when you're your fucking dream. When you go for the baddies, you go for the best deals that you want. And number 3, the risk is exactly the same. If you go for a fucking 5, the risk is exactly the same if you go for the baddie. The problem with the 5 is they have a lot of miles on them. A lot of people run into them. The 10s are hitting the 5s whenever they want to, just get quick sex. So the 5s are even going to be harder to get. There's so many people trying to get the 5s. Okay, you've got the 10s trying to get the 5s, the 9s trying to get the 5s, the 3s are trying to get the 5s, the 2s are trying to get. You know what I mean? So that's the worst one to get. The 6 to 7. That's the worst ones. But if you go for the baddies, you get for the 10s. It's a lot easier, dude. Most people are going to be scared to go for the baddies, just like me, right? And most people are going to be scared unless they're straight players. They know how the game works, right? Same with real estate investing. Everyone's going to go for that $100,000 home, or $200,000 home, or $300,000, the average middle home. And it's going to be much easier to go for that $50 million home because the listing's going to be more juicier, the time's going to be the same, the risk is going to be the same, everything's going to be better for you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Over 3 decades of being an entrepreneurship and real estate investor, I narrowed it down to like 19 minutes, guys. If you're interested in real estate investing, download my course totally for free at myrealestatedojo.com. Go to start now. If you want to work with me direct and buying off-market properties in your backyard with using zero marketing cost, then join. Let's do a deal. If you're already a professional and you want to systemize your business, you want to scale your business, and you're a real estate investor and you're a pro, then get into my profit sharing and let me help you with that, where I give you all my coaching, all my time. You get my cell phone, all my books, all my systems, all my paperwork, and we'll split deals, okay? Don't take no for an answer. As my favorite poet always says, Romy, always remember, you're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and twice as beautiful as you ever imagined, Romy. Have a great day, man. I love you. Peace.